Which of these places do you think is the best place to live and why? Nowadays, many people want to live in a big city because it is really convenient to go to a department store, hospital, and good school and a good university. So it's pretty convenient to live in the big city. But unfortunately, living in a big city might cause different kind of problems as well. I mean, there are too many cars, and sometimes there are too many factories near the big city. So the air condition of the city is really bad. And that's really depressing and that's really stressful thing about considering living in the big city. But in other words, if people live in a rural area, I mean small city or a little bit of a country area, then it might be a little bit uncomfortable to do many different kinds of things. For example, if people who live in the country area, if they want to go to the department store, maybe they have to move to really long distance. And also it might be pretty hard to find a department store in the suburb area or in a small city. So it might be pretty inconvenient to live in that kind of small city. So it might be arguable that which place is better to live. If parents who raise their children, they might prefer to live in suburb area because it's more quiet and the environment is more nature friendly, and their kids could grow up in a real nature. So it might cause really positive things to their children. Some people strongly believe so. But some parents might think in a different way. I mean, they would think that it might be pretty good thing to live in a big city because they could easily send their children to the good education systems. For example, good elementary school, middle school, and high school, and also their ultimate goal, which is university. So it depends on their preference. But personally, for me, I am pretty young age person, so I think living in a big city is better than living in a small city or suburb or countryside. Because young people usually want to enjoy their life. For me, going to downtown and try to watch interesting news stuffs almost every month or every week, it's pretty good way to get more energy and interesting, enjoy my life and to see unique stuff. So personally, I want to live in a big city. But in the future, if I'm gonna be older person, then maybe I would want to go to the countryside, pretty small city, which has great environment to live. Weird thing is that right before getting a job, I thought that it wouldn't be a problem to live in a big city or small city. But since when I got a decent job, which has strong job security, since that time on, I strongly believe that it was a great choice to select to live in a big city rather than going to a small city. Because right before getting a job, I felt that it doesn't matter. I mean, it's not a big deal to live in a small city if I can get a job and if I can work. But since when I got a job and several years passed up until now, and now I feel like my choice was wonderful that I choose to live in a big city and get a job in this city. Because if I moved to a small city, my life could be extremely boring. I would not enjoy many things. For example, if I want to watch a movie, sometimes if I live in a small city, then I could not even watch a movie. Maybe I could see small size of the movie theater in a small cities, but it might be pretty hard to watch all the movie collections, all the movie series that I want to see. I mean, in a big city, I can choose the theater type and movie type, but usually in a small city, it's completely limited. I mean, the audience of the movie theater is pretty limited, so people who own the movie theater, they cannot show to people all the series of different kinds of movies altogether. They have to select limited number of movie because the audience is completely limited. So my point is, I cannot enjoy my life completely if I live in a small city. Maybe somebody who want to enjoy their life in a nature or nature-friendly environment, to them, it doesn't matter. But to me, personally, it matters a lot. And for example, if I live in a huge city, soon I'm gonna get a baby and I'm gonna get my child, then I need to raise my child in this place. So if I concern that, if I live in a big city, then I can send my child to a good kindergarten and good middle school and high school and elementary school. So it might be really good for my kids, for his or her education. Usually, we Korean do believe that raising a kid in a educationally really good environment is really important. So that's why nowadays, educationally really popular areas land price is extremely high. I mean, if we look at the Gangnam area of Seoul metropolitan city, usually the Gangnam area's education requirement and level is really extremely high. So many people want to move to that place. Sometimes they get a lot of debts to live in that place because they want to give really good education to their children. Me either. I strongly believe so. Personally, I could not go to Gangnam area because the place is extremely expensive to live. But still, I live in a big city, so I love to live in this place for my future children's education. I wouldn't go to a suburb area or a small city. My life is going to be too boring. I don't want to experience such a thing. Maybe in the future, my mind could be changed, but now I loved being as a big city person. It is good for me. What do you think about this issue? Which of these places do you think is the best place to live and why? Try to think about the answer of this question by yourself.